Hey, what's up, everybody? This your boy, man, Big Hope. Welcome to another episode of My Perspective Podcast. Hey, man, check this out. I hope what I say resonate with you. I hope it provoke thought, shit up, and provoke change. But man, at the end of the day, ain't no harm, no foul. It's just my perspective, man. Thank y'all again for another episode rocking with me, man. Greatly appreciate you. Uh, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, man. We slow growing. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers. That's my next goal. 100 subscribers. I know it's a lot of podcasts booming out here. They got tens of thousands of subscribers. I'm trying to get there, so I need your help. I graciously and humbly ask for your help, man. Help me grow the platform. Uh, my first goal is 100 subscribers, and y'all help me get there. I appreciate you. All my day ones, week in and week out, man, tuning in, checking me out. Uh, Thank y'all, man. I really appreciate it. Share the video. Tell a friend and tell a friend, man. Share it to all your friends and loved ones. It's just my perspective on life, man. My outlook on life, on whatever particular topic that come to my mind, man. That's it. I ain't got no really laid out script or uh, way I'm trying to move. I'm just off the dome, man. Just sharing my perspective on life, things I've been through, things I've encountered. That's it. So, man, y'all help me out, man. Thank y'all for the love y'all been showing me, and I ask for your continued support. Man, I'm sitting out here, man, in Bakersfield, California, just waiting in between loads, man. And I got a phone call um, yesterday from a person I hadn't talked to in a long time. Um, their mother, I learned their mother passed away this morning, but they called me yesterday out the blue because their mom asked about me, caught me way off guard. And while I was on the phone, her mother couldn't talk, but I heard her talking to her mom, and what she was doing was she was saying her goodbyes to her mom. But her mom, for whatever reason, remembered me and asked about me. And so she called me and asked me just to listen to her and her mom talk. I said, okay. And but in doing that, I learned, um, I don't want to say I learned some things, but I just discovered some things that resonated with me, but it fucked me up. In the midst of her talking to her mom, she was just pretty much saying her goodbyes and just trying to encourage her mom and comfort her mom into transition. I didn't stay on the phone long, but I stayed on the phone long enough to hear her tell her mom it was okay to transition and to tell her mom how much she meant to her and thank her for everything that she instilled in her. It don't sound like much to me. I mean, it don't sound like much, but it meant a lot to her because the very next day, very next morning, she passed away. She transitioned. And she was able to make peace with the situation. I said all that to say this. Everybody doesn't get the opportunity to make peace um, with their significant others, loved ones, family members um, at their time of transition. And I was one of those people. Excuse me for looking around. I was one of those people that lost somebody important to me, and wasn't able to make peace with the transition that took place. So all I want to say today is To my brothers and my sisters who listen to me on a weekly basis, man, show the people you love that you love them for real, man, while they're here. Cherish the moments while you still have them, because we ain't gonna be here forever. Y'all, excuse me. I ain't trying to be emotional, but shit, life be life. And it just brought back memories of shit, not pleasant one either. Because I have to walk around with a lifetime of unresolved issues, conversations, that questions can never be answered. But she was able to make peace. So I'm saying to the ones who still have their loved ones here, man, cherish them. Relationships y'all in, if y'all got a decent woman or a man on your side, man, cherish that relationship. Because it's hard out here. It's hard out here. My podcast started because we're in a gender war, man. It's man versus woman. We're supposed to be a team, but we enemies. I know people don't think that, but man, we at odds with each other, man. I'm talking about husbands and wives, girlfriends and boyfriends sleeping in the same bed, enemies. And I'm just like, man, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I know there's an order to life, but I also know everybody ain't playing by the same rules, and that's okay. That's called life. But for anybody who's a decent, upstanding person, man, just do the right thing by the person you love, cherish the person you love, and make that shit right with the person you love, man. Because one day they're gonna be gone. And if that's your forever person, do everything in your power to keep your relationship as happy as possible. Because one day they're gonna be gone. One thing for certain, two things for sure. I don't believe in absolute truth except for two things. That's death, taxes. Sure enough, as we born, you can bet your bottom dollar we're gonna die. Um, so we know we're here for a finite period of time. We're not gonna be here forever. We know that at some point in time in our life, we're gonna leave here. But not only that, the person you love gonna leave here. Whether it's your mama, whether it's your daddy, sister, brother, um, your husband, your wife, your significant other, whoever it may be, they're only here for a short period of time. And if they choose to spend their life with you, man, do your best to make that time with you the best experience possible for them, and vice versa. Because tomorrow, it ain't promised. But I know, we don't think about death. We try to avoid thinking about death. I hate thinking about death too. I do. But people die every day. People die every single day. And it don't mean nothing to us until it hit us or until it hit close to us. You know what I'm saying? So it just, God impressed upon me to just put this out there to the universe. Whoever you with, man, make the most of it. If it don't work, it don't work. But don't let it be because of you it don't work. Make that experience with you the best experience that person has ever had. Do your best to make that experience with you the best experience that person has ever had. Because when they gone and you ain't do right by them, or you ain't do the best you possibly could do, that guilt gonna fuck you up. Especially if you really was in love with that person and then didn't do the best by them. That guilt gonna fuck you up. It's gonna haunt you. And then if it's a situation where tragedy strike, where car accident or just out of nowhere, you just your life is ended. You couldn't say goodbye. Make sure that they had the best experience possible with you. Forgive me for being emotional, but that was a triggering moment for me. And it just brought back the regret I got. Yeah, I got a lot of regret. A lot of regret. So I just want to share this with y'all, man. Like, make y'all relationship work. Make your relationship work, man. We don't always got to get along, man, but we don't gotta be dirty towards one another. We don't gotta treat each other bad just because um you mad or you hurt. I'm guilty of that shit. I'm convicted of that shit. You don't gotta mistreat nobody because you mad and you hurt. If a person hurt you and you still decide to stay, man, just push forward, man, and make the best of it. Y'all work it out. And if you can't work it out, just leave in peace, man. Just leave in peace. Just leave in peace. But my 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 suggestion to you is make sure that person has the best experience they ever had with you. And I mean that with all sincerity, all due respect. Like, don't let the person like leave here. Don't let the person break up with you and it was just a horrible experience. No, if it didn't work, it didn't work. But make sure you do everything in your power, fellas and young ladies, that you did your best in the relationship. Whether it's with your mother and father, whether it's with your husband or wife, girlfriend or boyfriend, or even your siblings. It ain't that bad that y'all can't work it out. Because when you're gone, you can't come back. And in life, ain't no do-overs. You can't just hit replay button or start over button like you can on the video game. It's a wrap. Now, they soul and their spirit going to live forever. But the skin we in, man, that ain't coming back. That ain't coming back. So, I just want to admonish somebody, man. It ain't that bad what you're going through. Especially if you decide to stay. Don't stay with your person just to make their life miserable because they hurt you. 9 times out of 10, they didn't hurt you on purpose. It wasn't intentional. So if it wasn't intentional, man, forgive them and move on. Especially if you're going to decide to stay. If you're going to stay, make the best of it because it can be worked out. There's nothing on earth that can't be worked out. I mean, nothing on earth that can't be worked out. My mom and dad have been married 61 years. My daddy had a whole baby on my mom. Brought a whole nother human being into this world while married to my mother. She forgave him. They've been rocking 61 years. And that was in probably year 5 or 6. It was early on in their relationship. He brought a whole nother person into this world with another woman while they were married. As devastated as she was, she had enough strength and enough love for my father to forgive him. And they've been rocking solid ever since. They still had their ups and downs, but they still love each other. They still happily married for the most part. My mama a firecracker. She always been a firecracker. My daddy pretty quiet, like so he gets a lot of he get a lot of attention. Sometimes he don't want it, but nevertheless, man. But they got enough love for each other to just push through, man, and make the most of it. It do me good when I go see my parents and they still smiling with each other. It do my heart good to see that after 61 years with the same person, through all the ups and downs, they still can laugh and smile with each other. That's what it's all about, man. Marriage ain't a bed of roses. We let people paint a picture of how beautiful marriage is and how wonderful it is to find your person, and I believe that with all my heart. I believe it so much I tried it twice. Um, However, when you get in the thick of it with that person day to day, um, shit, smelling they fought, just disagreements about every little thing, like every little thing, man, just in the trenches with your person day in and day out. You see another side of that person you didn't see in the dating phase. In the dating phase, everything's beautiful, everything is bliss. But man, it ain't always that. That person human just like you human. They got skeletons in their closet just like you got skeletons in your closet. But if y'all love each other, there ain't nothing you can't overcome. Ain't nothing you can't overcome. And when they leave you, don't let them leave and you gonna have regret. Make sure you tell them you love them. Make sure you show them you love them. Um, don't just speak it, show it. Do it by action, um, and demonstrate it. Um, don't let them go on and leave here, or you leave here, and now you ain't do what you should have did. Now you have a bunch of coulda, woulda, shouldas. Now you have a bunch of damn. If I only had one more opportunity. Now you looking at your phone, hoping the phone rang. You know that phone ain't gonna ring. All that guilt. You don't want to live in that guilt for the rest of your life. Can you get over it? Can you get over it enough to move forward? But that shit gonna trigger you for the rest of your days, man. You can compartmentalize it, but whenever you have a moment of silence in your life, a quiet time in your life, it'll come back up. And you don't want to be in that space, man. You don't want to be in that space. I know because that's where I'm at. So yeah, this go round, um, I've decided to make the most of my marriage and not just stand on business so much. It ain't that cut and dry, man. It ain't that cut and dry. Listen, fellas, I know we logical thinkers. I know women are emotional thinkers. They're emotional beings. We're more logical than emotional. They're the opposite of us. I understand that, but when a woman is in her emotions, talking to you from her emotions, you gotta meet her where she at, fellas. You gotta meet her where she at. It ain't always just that shit don't make no sense. I ain't doing it. It ain't always that. You gotta meet her where she at, man, and walk her through it. Walk her through it. Learn how to effectively communicate. I, for one, thought I was a great communicator. I've discovered in my present marriage that I still suck at communicating. Do I talk about my problem? Oh, for sure, I do. But do I effectively communicate my issues and my problem? No, I do not. So I still have a lot of work to do on myself and how I um, approach my wife, how I respond to my wife, and how I compromise with my wife. Yeah, it ain't that cut and dry. This ain't no cookie cutter. This ain't no just black and white. Life ain't just black and white. Life full of color. There's all kind of nuances and all kind of caveats that you're going to face and deal with in life and in a relationship. So yeah, make sure, man, that you are doing everything in your power. I also suggest humbly, man. This is my humble opinion, my humble suggestion. Man, do self-assessments on yourself. Do self-assessments on yourself. Just take a look in the mirror every now and then and see where you messed up at, where you can be better at. And when somebody telling you something about yourself, don't defend yourself, man. Listen constructively. Take constructive criticism because everybody ain't lying about you. I've had several relationships and all of them done failed. Guess who the common denominator? Me. As good a man as I like to think that I am, I'm the common denominator in all my failed relationships. So me going into my next phase of my life, the so-called golden years, being 50 and all that, soon to be 50, I gotta do a different approach. I have to come with a different approach. And I'm up for the challenge, man, because all this fussing and arguing and stressing and yelling and screaming and fighting, only to watch a person leave here one day and you left with a bunch of unresolved issues, a bunch of unanswered questions, and didn't even make peace with the person that you're supposed to love so much. We getting older. You're gonna be older a lot longer than you are younger. You can believe that. If you keep opening your eyes day in and day out, you're gonna be older a lot longer than you're gonna be younger. So make the most of the time you got, because time waits for no man. Time waits for no man. 10 years ago, I didn't have all this gray in my face. Man, I might have had a patch right there. Now, this whole side about filling in. In another 5 years, man, I might be the silver fox. You know, that means I'm getting older. But hopefully, I'm getting wiser. That's my management to my audience today. The older you get, man, hopefully you getting wiser as well. Because for me, tomorrow not promised, that hit a whole different way for me. A whole totally different way for me. Tomorrow is not promised. And it ain't. So if you ever have that day where the person you love the most no longer here, you want to make sure that you did everything in your power to give that person the best experience possible while y'all were together. If you're able to make peace with the person before they transition, make peace with them. Say you goodbye. Say I love you. But if you can't, make sure they had the best experience possible with you. Because unfortunately, everybody don't have the luxury or the beauty, the unfortunate, the sad beauty of saying your goodbyes. Sometimes it just happens. So make sure, even in your downtime when you're mad with each other, make sure your person has had the best experience possible with you. And right now today, as I sit here in front of my phone talking to you, my wife ain't had the best experience with me. I'm being vulnerable with y'all today. She has not had the best experience in our relationship and our marriage from me because of my dogmatic stance, or my matter-of-fact stance, of me standing on business. I believe everything I stand for. That's not gonna change. But do my approach need to change? Absolutely. Do the way I talk to her need to change? Absolutely. And just because she's emotional and I'm logical, that does not mean I can't meet her where she at in her place of emotion. I can tap into her emotions and tap into my emotions. We can figure it out from a place of emotion. You can do that. That's called wisdom. That's called wisdom. Ain't no fool like an old fool, y'all. And I don't want to be looked at as an old fool. I do my self-assessments. And I see where I trip up at. I see where I mess up at. And I see where I'm just blatantly disregarding my wife. And that ain't cool. That's not cool at all. If you're going to love a person and you're going to be with a person, man, be with them 100%. If you know you're not trying to leave your situation, man, jump in with both feet and do the right thing, man. Do the right thing. Is you going to have some hiccups along the way? Of course you are. Are you going to see eye to eye every day? Of course not. But at the same time, make sure they know your love is genuine and they know you have their best interests at heart no matter what y'all going through, no matter what y'all facing. And I can say right now, I know for myself, I know I haven't given my wife that experience. I haven't done it. I've been a tough dude, man. I've been a tough dude trying to prevent getting hurt, trying to prevent having things happen to me. It ain't stopping nothing. Life gone life. Life is gone life. Life is gone life. And 9 times out of 10, when a person hurts you in a relationship, it's not intentional. If a person is intentionally hurting you, man, leave them alone. Move on. But if you know that person is not intentionally trying to hurt you, man, let it go. Work it out, figure it out, forgive one another, and keep pushing forward, man, in a positive manner. It takes too much energy to be negative, not to get no results, not to get no positive results from it. You can't put forth negative energy and get positive results. You might get what you want from that person, but it's not in a positive way. It's still gonna be in a negative way, and it's not gonna be appreciated in heartfelt as you would like for it to be, because you know it's not authentic or genuine. It's pretty much by force. That ain't cool. That's not cool. I know for myself, I don't want nobody. I don't want to force nobody to love me. I don't want to force nobody to do what I want them to do. I want them to hear me out and see what I'm saying is accurate, or see what I'm saying is true, or love me enough to figure something out and let's move forward together in a positive manner. But man, just making a person do something, that shit ain't cool. That shit ain't cool at all. So, man, I admonish y'all, man. All my people who are in relationships, make the most of your relationship. If you have to go to therapy, man, go to therapy. Get some counseling. A person who don't got no irons in the fire, a person who don't have no dog in the fight, can hear you objectively and non-biased, man, let them help you. Let them help you. Because it's something about the person you're with, you don't want to leave them. So if you don't want to leave them, why be mad with them forever? Why stay mad at them? Yeah, they hurt you. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they mistreated you. But if you're gonna stay, figure it out from your part. Don't point the finger. Figure it out from your part. Because we quick to point the finger. But what good is me pointing the finger at my significant other instead of looking at myself and see what I can do better, see what I can do different. And as men, you gotta lead by example. You got to lead by example. If you're leading by example, fellas, and you doing what's right to the best of your ability, and they still not cooperating in spite of, yeah, you gotta evaluate the situation. But if you lead by example, man, the woman gonna follow you. The woman gonna follow you. And if she don't, you got a decision to make. I mean, do you love her that much to endure it? Stay. It's okay. That's your relationship. Don't worry about what I say or what all these so-called gurus say. Man, if you love it there, man, stay right there. If you love it there, stay right there. If she boss, if she whatever she is, and it works for you, man, stay right there. Don't let what I say, don't let what your homeboy say, don't let what these so-called influencers and gurus say. Man, you know what works best for you. You know what you can put up with and what you can't put up with. And if you can deal with it, man, deal with it. But I admonish every individual that's going to listen to this podcast, do your part. Do your part to make that relationship the best experience possible for your significant other. Because if they leave on your watch, you want to know you did your best and you did your all before they transition. That's what you want to know. You want to have that in your heart. I gave it my all. She knew I loved her. He knew I loved him. And he knew I was genuine in my love for them. That's what you want to know. You don't want to think in the back of your mind, they got tired of me, so they felt like it was better to leave than to stay and fight for me. That's a bad place to be. You'll never know if it's true or not. It's just playing your mind over and over and over again. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'm a big man. I don't consider myself no alpha male. I do consider myself a sigma male. I'm the best of both worlds. I can be in both ways. But I'm big on respect. Big on respect. I'm not gonna tolerate no disrespect. But as a man, and as a wise man, as I think I'm a wise man, I'm learning that I'm not wise as I think I am. You gotta meet your lady or your significant other where they at and work from there and then build your way up. Don't stand on the mountaintop and say, bring your ass up here, get your ass up here where I'm at. They need your help, especially if you're the man. If you're the man, you're the leader. You got to show them. You got to show them the way. But you got to do it in love, fellas. You got to do it in love. And if you're the woman and you know the better way, you have to do it in wisdom, ladies. You have to do it in wisdom. That's just it. We got to understand our superpowers. And once we understand our superpowers and couple that with wisdom and compassion and love, you'll go way further than where you are today. You know, it's a work in progress for me, but I'm on it. I'm up for the challenge. Um, that's all I got today, man. Um, I had a moment this morning. It's all right. I got through it. And I felt impressed to just share it with y'all, man. That's just it. So, man, love your person, man. Love them unconditionally, wholeheartedly. Um, don't hold nothing against them. Don't hold nothing over their head. If you're gonna stay, man, rock out the right way. If you, it don't make you feel good to make her feel bad. It don't make you feel good to make him feel bad. If you got any kind of morals about yourself, hurting the person you love the most, that shit don't make you feel good. You might get your lit back, but you ain't happy. Whatever happened, done happened. And you chose to stay. So if you chose to stay, man, work it out. But you don't want that person to leave here and you got all these unresolved issues, all these coulda, woulda, shouldas, and you couldn't even say goodbye. You don't want that. That's gonna bother you for a long time. Ask me how I know. You don't want to be on that side of life. You want to be on the side of life where I loved them with everything I had. I loved them with everything I had. I said my goodbyes. They knew without a shadow of a doubt I had their back. And I loved them. That's how you want that person to leave here. And that's how you want to leave too. Because tomorrow ain't promised. And it's for sure we're gonna leave here one day. Every man got an appointment to meet their makers. How you gonna leave? How you wanna be when your person leave you? That's my question for you today. Hey man, until next week, man. I love y'all.